Hello folks, StrayCat74 here. Welcome back to the Basement of Solitude. I was about to start editing a video that took me 3 hours to make. And it turns out that when I unsubscribed from Microsoft OneDrive, it deleted everything in the directory, including all of the video files, including the shit that my brother shot. So I'm just letting you know that I'm still filming, kinda, sorta, now that I'm unemployed yet again. But I'm gonna just give you an idea of what it was. I've been watching a lot of videos over. I'm looking at my other monitor over here, where I've got OBS set up and running. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube on how to make paper cartridges for blackpowder revolvers. And I don't know if I've ever shown this in any of my videos before. This is my 1858 Remington New Army Revolver, which is, there's a long history of you know, why it's called that, but it's the nomenclature that most people go by. This is the 1858 revolver. It's got this heavy top strap across it. The frame, in my opinion, is a lot stronger than on the 1860 or the 1851 version, which doesn't have this top strap here. This is a steel frame revolver. I bought that specifically 12 years ago, because I had intended to get a 45 long Colt conversion cylinder, and I was going to get one of the ones that had the 6 chambers, not the 5. The 5 chamber is the Kursk conversion. The 6 chamber one is the Taylor's and Company, I believe. And the way the Taylor's and Company did it was each chamber is like 5 degrees off, so that the rims of the 45 long Colt they overlap, so the cylinder doesn't have to be larger. Well, I wanted to get one of those for this, which is why I bought the steel frame, because you don't use the conversion cylinders in a brass frame revolver. Well, I never got around to it. So I've been shooting black powder for a while now. You'll notice the hammer is down. You'll see on the cylinder there's these little marks here in between the nipples. That's a safety thing. You put the hammer in that notch, it can't turn unless you pull back the hammer. That's on a nipple. You never dry fire these. I bought one of these from a former friend of mine that dry fired the hell out of his brass frame, and it destroyed the nipples. I had to replace the nipples when I bought it from him. Also, I had to soak it in a sink full of hot water for 12 hours to get the cylinder to turn again, because the last time he had shot it was several years before I bought it from him. Now, I kept the holster, which is down here. It's a cavalry style holster, but I eventually ended up selling the pistol after I bought this one. So I had a brass frame, and I had a steel frame. I sold the brass frame. Now I only have my steel frame, 44 caliber. But in any case, I had made combustible paper cartridges for these, and I was combining several different methods that I found on the internet. If I remember to, I will try and include links in the description. I used nitrated coffee filters and cigarette paper. Now, at first I tried just nitrated coffee filter, and it turns out that the coffee filters I was using weren't burning through the base of the cartridge very well. And then it turns out that what I was doing wrong, I was using glue stick, and I was wiping the base 3/4 inch square across the top of the glue stick, So it was nitrated coffee filter and glue, and then powder. Laziness. So I changed the way I did them. I took cigarette paper, cut 3/4-inch squares, put that over the end of the mandrel. Then I took my nitrated coffee filter forms, glued across the bottom 1/4 inch, and then up one side about 1/4 inch, and then rolled that around the cigarette paper. So there was a very, very thin piece of paper at the bottom. It's not nitrated. And that seemed to solve my ignition problem. The mandrel that I'm using it's a 1/2-inch rod that I whittled down with a carving knife. Y'all know I do spoon carving, and yes, I have been busy doing that as well. The bag's right here, so you can see I'm still carving spoons. Oh, I missed one, and I gave one away to a friend of mine, so actually I've given a couple of these away. So in any case, I used a carving knife out of that, carved it down. My camera isn't focusing. Ah, here we go. Carved down a 1/2-inch dowel to 0.3 inches at the tip over the course of about 2 inches. I took another piece and I carved it down to 0.3 inches over the course of 1.3 inches. It's a lot steeper of an angle, and I tried loading them in here, and it turns out the long tapered cones load easier. I also used lubricated wads on top of the powder before putting the round ball in the cones, and the long tapered cone worked easier. I don't have the Johnston & Dow bullet mold, which is $65 if somebody wants to PayPal me the money, plus shipping and handling. I do have 50 pounds of pure lead out in the garage somewhere. Usually if I say something's out in the garage, that means, oh my gosh, it's lost forever. Because it's my brother's garage and he doesn't sort anything. But I got 50 pounds of lead for casting black powder projectiles out in the garage somewhere. One of these days I'll break that out, and I need to cast bullets. So the long tapered cones work better. The short tapered cones I can still use, not a problem. I cut the template out too long. It's like 1.5 inches instead of 1.3, so it comes up over the round ball after the powder charge. And I use one of my powder dippers from my reloading setup over here. You can see some of the reloading stuff. You also see right here the dehydrator that I used for my coffee filters, because I dipped them in. You'll see the white bowl here that still has potassium nitrate and water in it. Dipped the coffee filters in there, got them good and soaked, laid them in the trays for the dehydrator, ran that for 15-20 minutes to dry them out, let them sit out for a couple of days because I got distracted by stuff. Mostly job searching. I just want to win the lotto. Or get a sugar mama or a sugar daddy. At this point in time, I'm not particular. But in any case, made the coffee filter, nitrated coffee filters. I'm using those as the sides because it feels more solid. It feels like they're not going to break, because I made a couple strictly out of cigarette papers, and they broke, they unraveled. So, in any case, I went out shooting, and I got about an hour and a half worth of footage out of like 3 hours of shooting videos and shooting my black powder pistol, and Microsoft OneDrive ate it all. It's gone. You know, I've been using Microsoft since Microsoft MS-DOS 2.0. I remember 3 and 3.2. Matter of fact, I started to learn how to program in DOS 3.2. That should tell you how old I am. If not, then all of this gray. And apparently I'm a heck of a lot more gray than I thought I was. Because looking directly into the camera is the perspective I have when I look in the mirror. I can't turn like this and see this is all gray. So yeah. But in any case, OneDrive ate all my shit. And I had cleared out the camera because it was in my OneDrive. You know, I thought I had it on my hard drive as well as the OneDrive. I got a low space notification, so I went into the web page for OneDrive and cleared all of that out, and it deleted everything off out of those directories out of my hard drive. Gone. So I uninstalled the bitch. But all of that video is gone. Me shooting this, gone. The loading, the making of the cartridges, my fiddle-fuddling through it, and the bad jokes and puns that inevitably come when I make a video, and making fun of myself, because hey, I'd be the only one that doesn't make fun of me. All of that's gone. So anyhow, it's October 2018. I believe it's the 26th, because the Whiskey Tribe is doing their dry weeks as of yesterday, starting yesterday. So yes, it is 26th of October 2019. I'm still making videos when Microsoft isn't fucking deleting them on me. Alright, anyway. Now, folks, if you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up, hit the like, subscribe, the little bell icon, leave a comment section below, because YouTube changed the way their algorithms work, and, well, if you don't comment, they won't update you when I upload new content. Don't forget, I have a Twitch, I have a Patreon, and I have a PayPal that you can donate money to me at straycat_74 at yahoo.com. So, from the basement of solitude, I'll catch you next time.